Just last week, Gotham Time happened here in New York. The first show that I've ever hosted. It was a great success. That was because of all the amazing brands that came to New York to display their watches. And one of those brands was their first time ever displaying their watches. It happened here first in New York at Gotham Time. They came with a number of versions. There was an experience that was pretty unique that was happening at the Grandeur table. First, Bilal, the owner of Grandeur, would hand you the paper light carbon fiber version of the Torque, which weighs 41 grams, and then he would hand you the heavier version that's made out of tantalum that is so heavy it feels like a platinum watch. It's insane. With a bracelet, it weighs as much as a brick. So it was a really cool experience to experience both watches at the same time. Today, I have the carbon fiber version to show you guys. This is my watch. It is really lightweight and it's very different from anything that I own in my collection. So let's take a hands-on look at one of the lightest mechanical watch in the world, the Grandeur Torque. There aren't a lot of videos on YouTube about the brand Grandeur. There's a few reasons for that. One, their watches are pretty rare. They make very limited numbers of watches and they sell out of all of those watches. They aren't really resold. So if you look on places like eBay, you don't see them for sale very often because the people who buy them end up keeping them because they absolutely love them. They're doing some pretty amazing things. I've had the pleasure of speaking with Bilal, the owner of the brand, and he is trying to be the master of complications. That's a term that's already in use. He's not using that term. That's something that I'm saying. He is. He's trying to make as many complications affordable as possible. This watch doesn't technically have a complication. It has a small seconds. It's a skeletonized watch that is extremely light. In fact, it's one of the lightest watches currently in the world that's mechanical on a bracelet. There's a number of these watches out there. Bulgari makes one that's very expensive, I think in the $20,000 range, I want to say. And then there's the CoverGirl that comes on a bracelet as well. You can get it on a strap. And the bracelet version of that is somewhere in the range of, I think, $40,000. It's something crazy. They charge an exorbitant amount of money for the bracelet alone. I'm not sure if that's the correct number, but I know on a strap, that watch cost $14,000. If you want it on the bracelet, it's like double the price. Considering that this watch is lighter than both of those watches, 41 grams, and it comes on a bracelet, and again, is mechanical, is very impressive. When you have this watch in hand, it's almost unbelievable. It is so light in hand. And you are getting a lot of sapphire crystals on this watch. So you're getting a curved front and a slightly curved back sapphire crystal. You are getting two sapphire crystals on one side of the watch right here, and that's so you can see the side of the movement. Really, it's not necessary. It only adds weight to the design. The sapphire crystal is obviously heavier than carbon, so there you go. Why not put another one on the other side? If they decided not to do this, it would be even lighter. And by the way, this is a fully forged carbon fiber bracelet as well. If you look at that Zenith, the Zenith gets a 3-link, very typical forged carbon fiber bracelet. This one is extremely, extremely interesting, and it's its own design. It looks like tire tread. I guess that's the reason why they call this watch the Torque. You get a skeletonized movement. It gets 40 hours of power reserve, a small seconds, and lots of lume. You get to see the watch is working in the dark, which of course I love to see because I like to see that my watch is working. So you do have a moving seconds with lume, and the lume is very liberally applied to this watch. They didn't need to do it. It's technically, I would say, a sports watch, something that you would wear maybe while you're playing golf or tennis. This is meant to be an RM competitor at obviously a very affordable price. The way that they make this so light is obviously by using a lot of forged carbon fiber. So you have a crown that's made out of forged carbon fiber, the case back, the bracelet, everything except for the butterfly clasp. That is made out of what I assume is titanium, and then of course the screws. This does get screwed links on the bracelet, by the way, so that is also very impressive. The overall design here is extremely impressive. This is around a 36 millimeter watch. If you measure it at the case, it comes in at around 35.6 millimeters. It's very thin, under 8 millimeters thick. This is a mechanical watch with, I believe, 30 meters of water resistance, which is pretty good considering you're getting sapphire crystals on the side of the watch. And then you have a lug-to-lug of around 43 millimeters. It is a little bit bigger than that if you're wearing it on the bracelet because the end links do not fold down because this screws directly into the case. So therefore your lug-to-lug is in the 50s, probably around 55. But you'll see on my wrist that makes absolutely no difference. And I think people with much smaller wrists can wear this watch. And there is the Torque carbon fiber on my 7.5-inch wrist, and it looks really, really good. The size is perfect. You know, it sounds like a small watch, but it doesn't wear that way. It wears perfectly for my 7.5-inch wrist. I think it works really well. 36 millimeters just about, and then you have a 43 millimeter lug-to-lug, wears like a 55, but it really doesn't. And then you have an under 8 millimeter thickness. Also, I do want to mention that this comes with a bunch of straps. I'll do a video and show you guys what I'm talking about, but I think it comes with at least 4 straps and a beautiful box. The box alone is very impressive, and the fact that it comes with so many straps at this price is, again, very impressive. Everything about this watch is pretty impressive. This is how you know, at least for me, that the person who's making this watch really loves watches. And I say that because there's a lot of loom here, and they've done something that they didn't really need to do. They loomed even the seconds hand, and there's a lot of loom there. The hands are very brightly loomed, and that minute track is extremely bright and beautifully loomed. The movement's really nicely finished, actually. Also, I'll do plenty of close-ups so you can see what I'm talking about. There's black polished screws. There's really nice brushing. It's darkened to match the rest of the case. It looks really good. A lot of work is going into this for the price. The price on this watch is $2,400. That is excellent for what you're getting here. If you want that CoverGirl from Zenith, that's $14,000. How did Grandeur make this watch and have it come in at $2,400 when brands like Zenith are making a watch that is kind of similar to this? Obviously, they look different, and you are getting a chronograph movement in that one. But still, how are they charging so much money? It's a really good question. This also comes in other materials, guys. So they didn't just stop at forged carbon fiber. They make a loomed, I'm laughing when I say it because I really want to see this one, a fully loomed version of this. I can't even describe how cool this watch looks. They mix in loom into the actual forged carbon fiber, and that's how they get that effect. Insane. It kind of looks like a 3D watch in the dark. And then they're making versions in tantalum. Tantalum, I got my hands on those as well just recently at Gotham Time, the fair that I threw here in New York. Grandeur, it was their first time at a show in the United States, even though they're located here in the United States. It was their first time. A lot of people were very excited about it, including myself. So that tantalum version, $5,500 on a bracelet. So they're re-releasing all of these. They're making another batch of them. And there is one major change that you should know about. They are putting quick release. Right now you have 2 screws on this case on either side to remove the strap. It's pretty easy to do. It's not that difficult. However, I think they just wanted to improve it. So they are adding on the fly micro adjust, and they are not increasing the thickness. And apparently that was very hard to do because they didn't want to increase the thickness. And to do that, they had to do some real engineering to make a quick release. And it's a beautiful quick release. It's just a button. Again, I will throw up a picture and a video of what I'm talking about. Pretty amazing, guys, especially for the price. They make this in titanium in different colors as well. They made a sapphire version. I'm not sure how much that version is. I have not seen that one, but I can speak for all the rest of them. And there are fully loomed versions, so the dials are fully loomed. However, they are still skeletonized. They're doing so many cool things over at Grandeur. I really don't have any feedback here. Really, I don't know how they made this for $2,400. It's pretty damn impressive. Tell me what you guys think down in the comments below. I will put a link to Grandeur down in the description. Definitely check it out if you are interested. I want to hear from you guys. What do you think of this watch? What do you think of what Grandeur is doing? What do you think of their watches? What do you think of a watch that's extremely light? They did it in something that is extremely light, like carbon fiber, and then they did it in something that's extremely heavy, like tantalum. I think that's so cool. Tell me what you guys think down in the comments below. I want to hear from you guys. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell icon. It's super helpful for the channel, and I very much appreciate it. Anyway, guys, thank you for logging on. Catch you guys in the next video.